Some buildings are not structures, but living palimpsests. Their brick and mortar hold the ink of 1,000 forgotten stories. The Gresham Hotel's official ledger recorded names, dates, polite departures. But its true history was etched in the silent vibration of room keys. Keys that did not rest, but hummed, a low, electrical lament for what was taken, and what remained hungry. Midnight bled into the lobby like ink into water. She was a silhouette against the glass, a woman carved from grief and resolve. Sarah. Her suitcase was not luggage, it was an anchor, weighed down with the absence of her sister, Claire. The night clerk, Leo, was a ghost in a starched uniform, his smile a fragile veneer over a well of quiet dread. His welcome was a liturgy recited to an empty pew.
Mr. Jones, I can offer you a suite with a garden view, no extra charge. It might be better.
No, I want the room I booked.
The keycard machine whirred, a mechanical sigh. The plastic emerged, not with a blinking green light, but a pulsing, Venus red. A slow, rhythmic throb. A heartbeat without a body. Leo's offer of another room was a lifeline thrown from a sinking ship, his voice trembling with the unspoken truth. Do not take this key.
She stayed here, room 217. 6 months ago, she never checked out.
It's a voluntary disappearance, ma'am.
She left her medicine behind. She would never do that.
Sarah placed a photograph on the dark wood, a paper ghost between them. Her sister's smile, a captured sunbeam. Claire, she said, the name a key in a different lock. Room 217. 6 months ago. She entered your register, and then evaporated from the world. Leo murmured about police conclusions, voluntary disappearances. Sarah's reply was a scalpel, precise and cold. She left her insulin. Her lifeline, discarded on cold porcelain. My sister did not choose to vanish. She was unmade. Her hand crossed the gulf of polished oak. Fingers closed around the humming key. The transaction was silent, profound. She had traded his whispered warning for a screaming mystery. The price was admission to a gallery where the portraits were not painted, but stolen. The corridor was a throat, swallowing light and sound. Each step on the faded carpet was a descent. 215, 216. The air grew thick, tasting of dust and static. At the terminus, door 217 waited. Not wood, but a membrane. A boundary between the breathing world and a place that fed on breath. The room was an elegant, airless tomb. It held the stillness of a held breath. And on the wall, the mirror. Glass, but an obsidian pool framed in gold. It did not reflect, it absorbed. Sarah stood within its gaze.
Not the room, but the silence she left behind. I never thought I would find myself here again. The memories are flooding back, sharper.
From her suitcase, she drew her sister's final testament, a journal. The pages, once filled with light, gave way to a chilling script. Sarah gave voice to the ghost words, *Day 3. The mirror is not a reflection. It is an audience. My echo moves a heartbeat after I breathe. It watches from the silver when I sleep. It is not learning my face, it is memorizing it.
Something's wrong. I'm here now.
She approached the glass, a pilgrim to a blasphemous altar. Her own face stared back, a perfect forgery. She pressed her palm to the surface. The cold was not an absence of heat, but the presence of a profound, swallowing nothing. It was the cold of a space between stars.
The red velvet curtain fell, a shroud over a silent witness.
With a sweep of heavy velvet, she severed the connection. The curtain fell, a shroud over a silent witness. The room exhaled a breath it had held for decades. But a veil is not a wall. It is only a suggestion of separation. Sleep was a shallow, troubled river. It broke at the precise, electronic click of 2:17 a.m. The silence that followed was absolute, a vacuum.
Sleep was a shallow, troubled river. It broke at the precise electronic click.
Tap. Tap. Not a knock, but a summons. The brass doorknob began its slow, impossible rotation. Metal grinding on memory. The locks were fastened, yet it turned. And a voice seeped through, not from the hall, but from the plaster, the air, the darkness beneath the bed. A dry, rustling whisper, like pages turning in a forbidden book.
You are not on the register.
Light exploded into the room, harsh and accusing. It found nothing. No intruder, no source.
Claire?
Only the veiled mirror
Do you
and the
want
crushing
her?
certainty of a presence that occupied space without form.
I'm here! She's not here! Look for her! No, I know she is! She's not!
Claire. Her voice was a raft on a black sea. What do you want from me? A groan of stressed wood. Across the chamber, the wardrobe door yawned open on silent, unseen hinges. A black rectangle in the dark. Not a
A
closet,
groan
but a
of stressed
display.
wood. Across the chamber, the wardrobe door yawned open. CM, JB, RS, AL. And now, SM.
And at the bottom, SM Sarah Miller. She was not an investigator.
Inside, the wood was scarred. Not by time, but by intention. Vertical marks, grouped in fives. A tally. A count of losses. And beneath each set, initials carved with a terrible devotion. CMJBRSAL. And at the bottom, the wood raw, the sap not yet dry, SM Sarah Miller. She was not an investigator. She was an entry, freshly inscribed in a ledger of the vanished.
No! Help me! What is that? You know what?
A soft collapse of fabric. The curtain lay at her feet. The mirror was naked. And within it, her reflection stood, eyes wide with a terror she had not yet owned. But behind her echo stood a second figure, a silhouette of distilled night, a human-shaped void. Its hands, shadows within shadows, rested on her reflection's shoulders. A curator claiming a new piece for its collection. Paralysis, cold and complete. Then, her reflection moved. It turned its head, not to Sarah, but to the darkness embracing it. The face in the glass contorted in a silent, exquisite agony. Its lips shaped a plea that carried no sound, a scream etched into silence. Asterisk, it has my face. Instinct shattered the hush. She grasped for her phone, its lifeless screen glaring back, an O signal, final and clear. She threw it, the crack of breaking plastic echoing like bone. At the door, she worried the deadbolt with frantic hands. It refused her, locked from within, an elegant impossibility. The room closed in, and when she screamed, the sound dissolved, swallowed whole by the thick, listening quiet. The lights dimmed, not to darkness, but to a deep, rhythmic pulse, synchronous with the keycard's forgotten throne. A low-frequency hum vibrated in the marrow of things. And the mirror, its surface shimmered, lost its solidity.
What is that sound?
It became a portal of black mercury, swirling, alive.
Stop it! Get back!
From the center of the liquid darkness, a hand breached the surface. Pale, elegant, fingers too long and moving with a languid, aquatic grace. The voice returned, no longer a whisper, but clear, intimate, and hollow. The garden suite had no mirrors. Only windows. You chose the gallery. You walked into the frame. Cornered, her back against the cold wall, Sarah's mind became a crystal. The tallies. The initials. The journal's warning. It is memorizing. This was not a haunting. It was a curation. The entity was no ghost. It was an archivist of identity. It did not take lives. It harvested reflections. It needed a template, a perfect copy to consume. The mirror was not its home. It was its gullet. Clarity was a weapon. The journal in her hand was no longer a relic. It was a stone for a Goliath. Not aimed at the creature, but at its gateway. With a cry that tore from a place deeper than fear, she hurled her sister's story at the heart of the black pool. The impact was not a sound, but an event. A cataclysm of silver. 1,000 fractures raced across the surface, a spiderweb of broken perception. The liquid darkness shattered. The reaching hand recoiled, severed. The shadow silhouette within splintered into fragments, its unity broken. In the profound silence that followed, a single, solid click. The sound of a cage unlocking itself. She did not look back. To look back was to be named, to be remembered, to be added. She wrenched the door open and fled into the antiseptic light of the hallway.
Hurry, Sarah, run!
She ran,
Coming!
not from a room,
Run!
but from a mouth that had just been forced to release its prey. Dawn found Leo at his post, the guilt of the night already etching itself across his face, making him look old. Sarah approached like a phantom from room 217. She placed the dead keycard on the desk, a corpse on a slab. My sister was not a guest. She was an acquisition. She slid a notepad forward, the initials written there a stark indictment. Leo read the names and his face crumbled into the ruin of a long-held secret. Bauer, 98. Shaw, 11. Lee, 05.
He explained that they would seal the
He
room
breathed,
for
each name a
years.
tombstone.
But memory fades.
He explained
New
that they
management
would
arrives,
seal the
and with
room
them,
for
new
years.
keys.
But memory fades. New management arrived, and with them, new keys. Sarah leaned in, her eyes holding the terrible knowledge she now carried.
Room
She told him that
217 was
room
not a room.
217 was not
It was
a room.
an archive.
It was an archive.
And you
And
have
he
been
had been
its
its
librarian.
librarian. Later, under the flat light of day, a janitor swept silver daggers into a pan, his whistling a mundane melody against the echo of screams. He did not see the one large, serrated shard still clinging to the frame. Within its twisted depth, a darkness stirred. Not gone, not defeated. Scattered. And now, slowly, painstakingly, pulling its essence back from the fragments. A stain regrouping. A silence reconstituting. It turned within its jagged prison, a pupil-less gaze fixing on a point beyond the wall, beyond the now. It had eternity. And the hotel had more keys, more guests, more faces ripe for the remembering.
More faces ripe.
The collection was patient. The collection was forever. Beware the rooms that remember. Beware the glass that watches back. For in every reflection, a hunger waits. And some portraits are not made, they are taken.